on site says leading one of the 4 groups searching for missing teacher Sherry Arnold.
It's been tough, having known the family, quite a few years, and it's tough to see this happen to our small town.
On Tuesday, search crews brought in their grid in Richland County, walking fields, searching trailer parks, ditches, and canals.
Culverts, in haystacks, old abandoned buildings, old abandoned, pieces of farm machinery, anything and everything.
Sherry is a mother, a wife, a math teacher, and a beloved community member. She went missing Saturday while on what used to be a routine early morning jog. This is known as a truck route here in Sydney. Lots of vehicles coming through and a frequent route that Arnold would take while on a jog. And this is the only place where any evidence was found. Saturday afternoon, searchers found one of Sherry's shoes, but exactly what happened remains a mystery.
We've never had anything quite like this, where there's just so much mystery behind it.
Along with community volunteers, neighboring law enforcement agencies are also assisting in the search.
Montana's such a rural area, we have to band together and help each other out.
But most of the 150 people looking for Sherry are from Sydney. Some say it's not the same safe place it used to be.
It's not the, little town Montana that, I grew up in. Stuff like this isn't supposed to happen here.
Officials say the oil boom has brought more people into Sydney, which brings new challenges.
We have more people in an area. It does create more things, whether it's just traffic or problems or whatever it is. It does create more.
Throughout town, that growth is evident, with hotels going up and trucks constantly making their way to and from the oil field. But one thing remains in this tight-knit community, holding on to hope as they pray for Sherry's safe return.
And Nicole Gregory, reporter for our affiliate KULR in Billings, Montana. First to you, Nicole, what is the latest in the search for this missing teacher?
The FBI hasn't scaled back on this search. They've just taken it a different direction. Also, new developments today. The family says that they are now offering a reward to an arrest and conviction to any information.
Well, the FBI has issued a statement about this, what we're called scaling back. And the statement reads, law enforcement officials determined the prudent course of action is to scale back the ground search for Ms. Arnold. At this point, law enforcement resources will be put toward other investigative efforts in this case. Pat Brown, what does that say to you as a profiler, putting us investigative resources in another way?
Yeah, that's a good question, Mike, and it doesn't seem like it should be focused back on the family like we've seen so much of. This woman seems like everybody loves her. She's not somebody who's going to be running away. The husband seems like he's okay. She's on a normal morning run that she does at 6:30 in the morning, which is extremely, extremely dangerous. And I keep trying to inform women about this. The early morning, the late evening, out by yourself. Yes, the town may be wonderful, but there's always people in that town that aren't. And there's an influx of people coming to that town because of the oil industry, a big influx recently of people coming in for work. You never know if one of those guys is driving by. That shoe in the ditch, not a good sign. It looks to me like that's an abduction. Somebody pulled her into a vehicle. Reason I could think they've been looking in a different direction is they don't think that, unfortunately, she's going to be found close by because the person had a vehicle, or maybe 2 people because it's easier to abduct that way, and took her someplace, drove away with her, and therefore you can search all the bushes nearby and you're not going to find her there.
All right, folks, one of the other ways, as a former investigator, I think that they're looking, this is a town of 5,000 to 6,000 people. It's 16 blocks by 22 blocks. As I said, 5,000 to 6,000 people. But in that town, there are 41 registered sexual and/or violent offenders that are all males. Take a look at this map. Now, in the state of Montana, when you look up their sexual offender registry, they do sex offenders and violent offenders. Now, of those 10 of those that are of the 41, they have address verification is overdue. They haven't been able to find them. And one of them is a sexual violent predator. Now, Nicole, this town, it's a very quiet town. Have they ever had anything like this ever happen there in the recent past?
You know, everyone that I've talked to, nothing like this has happened, but the town is growing with the oil boom just across the border in North Dakota, so more people coming in.
Yeah, they've got
crime.
Right, they've got the oil boom, they've got natural gas that they're drilling for there in North Dakota. And if somebody gets out of jail, where are they going to go? They can't go to a city and try to get a job somewhere that might be near a school, a playground. So where are they going to go? They're going to go to a rural area like this and get a job as a roughneck working on an oil rig. Now, Pat, I think that some of these resources could be looking for these the sex offenders. But where she was running, where they found that sneaker, that was found in a ditch along a route where these trucks go.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? I think that could be a good possibility right there.
That is. I mean, one of the problems we have in this town, as we've seen, is that we do have this influx of people, and a lot of the influx are males, and they're males without families because they're coming there